I was, I guess I was optimistic when I came into it, but not convinced that it was going
Yeah.
to be a solution. I think that the key thing for me was that when it was early on in the course where you said like this, that something like scoliosis can actually be fixed. And
Yeah.
it's like I've had practitioners going back 30 years telling me they can't be fixed.
Yeah.
And it's like when you said that, it was like, hello, this, this
Talking
is
my language.
interesting. Yeah, exactly. Because as I've been suffering from this all my life, and I've been in pain for 30 odd years. I remember it very well because it started just after my first son was born
Mm.
in 1993, and the first time that my neck locked up and it was in this unimaginable pain.
Mm.
I'd known about scoliosis for a while. It hadn't caused me any problems. My sister had it worse than me, and she had some treatment for it. So anyway, I started getting on the painkillers, and then it kept on going. It didn't go away. It's okay, this is a real thing. This is part of my life,
Yeah.
and to understand it. So I started off, went to a Chinese back doctor that someone recommended me, and he said the same thing. He did massage and acupuncture and whatever, and going, oh yeah, you can't fix, and the treatments would be good for a week or 2 weeks or something like that, and come back again.
Yeah.
And I tried an osteopath, and then I tried a chiropractor, and same deal with all of them. Now, as and just say this is just costing me a lot of money.
Mm.
So I got really disillusioned by it. And then somebody put me onto a different massage therapist. I think I mentioned them
Yeah.
who the remedial massage, and that he got me into the concept that strengthening the muscles and would help, which it certainly has. So by the time I came to you, I had been working with that treatment for 15 years and actually gradually feeling better,
Yeah.
never completely solving the problem. But then more recently, having lived up here, I actually got a massage therapist who lived next door. And so it's not like super scientific what they're doing. It's just like relaxation, which is great, get the
Yeah.
muscles to relax, and it does. But I guess when you then said, oh, yes, by using Alexander technique and direction and inhibition, we can actually train your muscles to stop doing the things that are causing
Mm.
the scoliosis in the first place. So that really was the thing that went bing, okay, this is really cool. But when we actually started practicing, I have to say that the results were instant
Mm.
with me. And I mentioned that it's the neck exercise because that's where most of the problem has been the neck.
Yeah.
Although I do have the problem that occurs in the middle back from time to time, which I mentioned, but that had been happening less with my regime of becoming fitter, basically. But just to come to that, the results of the neck free exercise were virtually instant. And I was like gobsmacked to find that, yeah, the knots that I could feel in the side of my neck were gone within half an hour
Mm.
doing that. And that was absolutely remarkable. And then I kept on applying that and kept on applying the extension exercises, the back lengthen and widen, and the head forward and away. The exercises will add to that and just reinforce it. But to the extent where I've essentially been pain free now, 90% pain free, I would say, for the past couple of months since I
Mm.
started. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's certainly, I guess what I was saying is I'll come to the end of each working week and I'd be like this. And I'd basically have to spend the whole weekend relaxing to get back to then start on the treadmill again on a Monday. And I don't have that anymore now. I'm actually a month. I find that I can control the tension so that it doesn't build up in the same way that it does. I'm actually treating it on a daily basis rather than saving it all up to spoil my weekend, if you like.
And how would you say
Yeah.
Alexander fits in with a lot of the other things you've tried and found to be effective?
Look, it's miles ahead in that sense. As I said, I still will keep getting massages, I think, but I don't need to get a sort of a particularly specialized treatment. Just give my muscles a bit of love. But I feel as I won't need the other treatments anymore. Certainly the spinal manipulation stuff is a crock. People crunching your back and things
Mm.
like that is, you think about it, once you think about it scientifically, in terms of the way that you explain the anatomy and how these things are related as well. You just go, you can just immediately see pushing vertebrae back into position when you're not treating the underlying cause would actually seem like a really bad idea.
Yeah.
So I certainly wouldn't go back to any of those now. I never felt as though mine was bad enough to warrant any kind of surgical intervention. So yeah, you also worry when your body's being manipulated in that way that you might
Yeah.
do some sort of injury, whereas obviously you can't injure yourself doing it's a non-hands-on therapy. And I
Non-invasive.
guess indeed, I'm sure I'll pass it on to other people in my own little way, but recommend your course to others rather than recommending a massage therapist, which is what I've been doing.
Yeah.
I'll recommend them to you instead
Yeah.
if you're going to do the online course.
Yeah.
And that's great also because you've got an online course and it's convenient in this modern age as well in ways that, look, the course itself, the format of it's a video lessons followed by the online coaching calls was great. It's really easy to go through. It was not stressful or anything like that. The beauty of having video, you can go through it a few times if you want to check that you got it right. But video followed by a little quiz just helps to embed those things. Having a selection of online coaching was terrific as well. To find a time that suits you. I tried to fit in as many as I could in all of that. The whole package really was very easy to use and very comfortable and very, well structured. And the coaching course is really interesting because you can have discussions, you can hear about someone else having similar problems, because often you tend to think that your problem is only your problem and no one suffers
No
like
one
I do.
understands.
No one understands. The fact is that people around the world are having exactly the same problems all the time.
And so how far through it, you mentioned this before, but in terms of minutes, hours invested, how much did you invest initially to start achieving significant results?
Look, like I said, I had results in the first lesson that I came to, which I think was week 2 or week 3, a coaching call I got to, that was where I started actually practically doing the exercise under your guidance. But I went through everything, and so that meant whatever I was devoting, 20 minutes on the online stuff, and then a coaching call for an hour each week when I was able to attend them. It was like an hour and a half, an hour on average each week, which is hardly anything. And that's absolutely fantastic for busy professionals. That's great. And the fact that you can online part and then so the self-directed part and then the group part in separate blocks, that helps as well. What it's like, you had to find bits of time here and there. But I was actually putting it in my work calendar. No, I've got a meeting.
And so what would you say to someone who's considering doing the course, who has back pain, maybe scoliosis?
Look, absolutely, I would recommend it. As a lifelong scoliosis sufferer, it's been wonderful. It's going to set me up for the rest of my life pain-free, which will be a great blessing to have that. I absolutely 100% recommend it to anyone that is suffering from back pain. I think you'd be mad not to do it, frankly. It'll be way better than much more doing lots of massage therapy or I can't speak for people that have surgical interventions, but people that have compressed discs and stuff, but I can see it helping those as well. Yes, you can actually be pain-free. I think a lot of people will go, wow, are they serious? And you do have to overcome that little hurdle of, this is just affirmations.
Yeah.
That was the other hurdle that you go, this is just I'm willing the universe to bring me well.
The secret.
Secret. But then you go, no, actually, I can see that this is science. And look, I've been doing things like, as I say, when I go on my walks, doing it because part of being in the kind of role that I am, which is inherently stressful, my work. And it's really actually, sometimes you have to think, that's your thinking time, but sometimes you go no, I actually need to clear my mind. And I had never been very good at meditation. But what does work for me is guided meditation does work for me. And so in the sense that your techniques were like a guided meditation, and then the neck free stuff is something that you can just practice walking down the street. It's really easy. The back length and widen, you can just practice that walking down the street every day. And even if just 5 minutes, you're just going down to the shop to get a sandwich or whatever, you can do it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about it. And I guess that's where it's also more effective than going to see a massage therapist once a fortnight or once a month, whatever. It's like you can do it every day, for every spare minute you can do it. You're teaching yourself to relax. It's totally in your power to do it as much as possible. And I think that's a great thing. And so I just automatically switched into that mode. I went, there, that's great. I'm just going to do it all the time. Doing it right now, sitting here talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.